Hi, my name's Chris from Redline Caravans, and today we're going to give you a short instructional video on how to use the GoPod and how to set it up once it gets delivered to your house. Okay, so we'll start off, and we've just unhitched the GoPod from the back of our tow vehicle. The first and most important thing is that we must engage the handbrake. Just the same as your car's got a handbrake, just engage it so that the pod doesn't roll on your driveway. Okay, then we're going to go round the side, and the next most important thing is to get the steady legs on the ground. So inside your GoPod, you'll see the leg winder that comes complete with the GoPod, and all we're going to do, we're going to insert it into the little cutout underneath the GRP shell, and we're going to make the leg go down to the floor so that we can jump in the GoPod and it's nice and steady. And do that on both legs until the foot is firmly on the ground. Some of you might use a drill attachment to do this quicker, but you've only got two legs, one either side of the rear of the vehicle. And it's firmly on the floor now, and just stow that away somewhere safely inside the pod. And now we're going to show you how to insert the water pump to get running water inside your kitchen into the sink. So on the outside of the shell, there's a water inlet. Just open the flap and you've got two ends to the water pump. The white end with the trigger situation is the bit that goes into the white GRP shell of the GoPod. And then the other end is the submersible pump, which basically submerges into the water, into your water carrier, and that gives you fresh water into your sink. Then we're going to show you how to connect the mains lead. So with your GoPod, you've probably selected a mains lead bundle, and quite simply, the other end of the lead is connected to the main supply, and then on this side, you've got a little inlet, and this is where we're going to connect to the mains electric. So open the flap to 90 degrees and simply push in the slot and keep pushing until it won't go any further. And in the reverse, if you wanted to remove this, all we're going to do is press down on this little blue lever on the left hand side and pull straight out. Oh. And then we're then ready to go inside and raise the roof. Now we jump into the pod, and we're just going to show you how easily it is to raise the pop-up roof. So you'll see there's 6 leather straps all the way around the roof, and just unclip the press studs and simply with both hands just push the pop-up to the top. And now it gives you another 30 centimetres more headroom. When you've finished your vacation and you want to tow the vehicle back, simply pull the pop-up roof down like so and locate all 6 leather straps on the press studs. Simple as that. So now we're going to show you the new control panel inside the GoPod. So it's located on the side of the wardrobe, and it's very simple. There's only 5 buttons on there. First of all, I'm going to show you how to switch the mains power on. Top left hand button, just power on, and you might see some LED indicators up the right hand side. That's just showing you how well the battery's charged up. If those lights do go out, all you need to do is press on the first battery button with the letter L on it for leisure battery, and it shows you that we've got a fully charged battery. If you left your pod unplugged for a long time and there's no solar panel on there, obviously some of those indicators might drop down to sort of mid-range, then the pod would require topping up with the mains power charger. So I'm going to place all the lights on first of all, so I can show you how easy it is to turn the lights on. So bottom button there with the light symbol, just turn those all on, and the pod is got certain different lights, some in the ceiling, some over the windows, one at the rear for the awning, and there's also 2 reading lights at the front. So now all the lights are on, you might want to pump water. So we've showed you already how to connect the water outside the pod. We've got a tap symbol here that provides power to the 12 volt tap in the sink area. And that's basically how the main control panel works in the pod. If you're vacating or you want to turn all the lights off, turn all the lights off, turn the tap off, and turn the power off completely. So now we're going to give you a short introduction video of how the central heating works. The central heating in the GoPod is a dual fuel system. Most people would use it on mains 240 where possible, so if you're on a normal campsite and you've got mains electricity as part of your pitch, you'd plug into the mains as you would normally do, and you'd use your central heating that way. If you went somewhere off-grid, more off-grid, like in the middle of a field for instance, camping, you can use the gas that's located at the front of the pod to work the central heating. So all you will see inside the GoPod are two very small dials here in the footwell as you walk into the pod, and it's quite clear if you look at them carefully what they refer to. So the first one does actually say room temperature, and it's a dial that goes from very cold in this situation here right up to basically red hot. Okay, so you will find the best temperature for you depending on the time of year and how cold it is outside. So probably somewhere in between those two temperatures is probably ideal. Now if you're going to power the central heating with mains 240, as I am now, so I've already plugged a mains lead into the side of the pod, I'm just going to select on the next dial over that says space heater. You may be able to see some squiggly lines. So there's one squiggle there, two squiggles and three squiggles. That is basically the speed of which you want the hot air blowing out of the vents. Okay, so just for now, I'm just going to put it onto the first setting, onto the first blown air setting, and you can barely hear the central heating come on now, and already I can feel warm air coming out of the vents at the front of the pod. Now to switch the central heating off, all you have to do is turn this dial here to the circle, which is located about 1/4 on a clock face. When you turn the central heating off, it will take 2 minutes approximately for the central heating to turn off. Don't think it's malfunctioned. What that's doing is it's cooling the heating elements down in the central heating. So it does take 2 minutes to switch off completely, and then the central heating goes completely quiet. Now the only other setting I want to show you is if you wanted to work the central heating from the gas. Okay, so assuming you've got your gas cylinder located at the front of the pod, you've turned your gas supply on via the front box, and all you're going to do on this dial here is turn it to where my finger is now. Okay, so basically 1/2. So I'm just going to show you the new upgraded sink and hob feature. This is now standard in all Plus, Platinum and Venus models from the year 2021. So as you can see, we've got a new designed hob and sink feature. So the 2-ring gas hob, very, very straightforward. We've got the gas connected at the front via the front box, and all you're going to do to light the hob is push down one of the controls. We've got a little igniter button here, and then you've got the ring lit for doing all of your cooking in there. Next to it, we've got a much bigger, squarer sink. We've seen that already, the water pump. We've got the water connected outside, and all we're going to do now is use the tap system to fill our sink up with fresh water. They've both got a nice heat-proof smoked glass lid, and you can obviously make sandwiches or whatever and use it as a worktop when they're not in use. So I'm just now going to show you the new upgraded fridge option. This fridge is fantastic if you plan to do more trips off-grid, okay, so without mains electric, because this fridge is a compressor fridge and it works off the 12-volt leisure battery. So as you can see, it's a front opening fridge, more like your fridge at home. Very, very compact, and we've got a light in the fridge. We've also got a removable freezer compartment at the top, so you can get all of your food and drink in there, really, really cold. Great if you're not connected to mains electricity all the time. And it's just a simple power on and off switch just on the inside of the control panel here. And when we close it, we can even lock the door so it doesn't open in transit. So now we're going to show you how to make the bed up. So the table's currently in situation now. So all we're going to do, very, very simple, is just prise the tabletop off the top of the Fiamma leg. The Fiamma leg comes out of the floor. Just give it a little wiggle. Now I'm just going to store it underneath the bed for now. Some people do store it in the awning outside, and I'm just going to show you how easy it is to set up the bed for night time. So I'm going to use this bolster cushion here, and I'm just going to slide out the bed slats, just so you can see how easily they slide out. Slide them all the way out, insert the bolster cushion just like that. I'm just going to prise off the cushions from the backrests and squeeze them into the slot there. And as you can see, the bed's now perfect to go to sleep. Use your duvet or your sleeping bag, and then just the reverse in the morning to make it back up into a seating area and table. So, hope you've enjoyed that handover video. It was just a video to show you the main functions and how to set up the pod when you get it delivered to you. You may have some supplementary questions that may not have been answered in the videos. By all means, do not hesitate to give me an email or give me a call at the office. My email address is chris@oralcaravans.com. Happy to answer any supplementary questions, but that's just to give you the main guidance of how to use the pod.